This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so I've started sharing my screen. Let me know when you can see that. Okay, I hope all of you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. So we'll talk about the Jira and the introduction to Jira and its features, how the Jira is used for Scrum methodology, comparing Jira with other version control tools, etc. So that's what we will be discussing. So in simple terms, so what is a Jira? Jira is a issue tracker. Jira is a issue tracker. So not only issue tracker, it's basically like used for the used for tracking of the progress of the project related items. It can be requirements, it can be bugs, it can be new features, it can be improvements until the closure. So until the closure. So earlier it used to be like an issue tracker, but now it has become more of a project management tool. Since that time, the agile has come into picture. Since the time the agile has come into picture. So that way, when we talk about Jira, so it's an issue tracker. Is it a web-based one? Yes. Is it an open source one? Yes. Is it a licensed product? Yes. It's a licensed product and web-based application. And whose product is Jira? Atlassian. Atlassian. So when I talk about the features of the Jira, because you have got the issues, it could be the issues in the sense the stories, the epics, the new features, or the improvement. So Jira lets you to prioritize and assign, track, report, and audit your issues, whatever they may be, from software bugs and help desk tickets to project task and change request. So whatever they may be from, like a project software bugs and help desk tickets to project task and change request. So Jira would let you to prioritize, assign, track, report, and audit your issues, whatever they may be, from software bugs and help desk tickets to project task and change request. Reporting and statistics, customizable reporting allows you to monitor the progress of your issues with detailed graphs and charts. With detailed graphs and charts, you can create different types of reports. Workflow your way, map your business process with a custom workflow. Map your business process with a custom workflow. So workflow in the sense that for every item, since that time it is submitted to the system till it gets closed, it goes through a workflow process. So that workflow is different for different organizations. So slightly a different naming conventions, but the Jira lets you to create your own workflow, and the way you want to modify, you can modify. So map your business process with custom workflow. An extensible platform, integrate Jira into your systems with our API, 100 plus free plugins. So Jira can be integrated with a number of other systems. Jira can be integrated with a number of other systems. So an extensible platform, so integrate Jira into your system with our open API, 100 plus free plugins. So when you talk about the issues and the workflows, what is an issue? Any task that requires an action from a person, that we call it as an issue. As I mentioned, it can be a story. Story is nothing but what? User story. Nothing but the requirement. Nothing but the requirement. What is an epic? Epic is a major requirement. So under one business requirement, there can be multiple functional requirement. Similarly, one epic, there can be multiple stories. So what's the workflow? So the workflow is something which, like the various stages in which an item will move before getting closed. Open, in progress, or in development, development complete, or in review, in tech review complete, in testing, and verified and resolved and closed status. So similarly, like you have a simple workflow that is presented here. So the fields are called as the attributes for an issue. So for example, if you're submitting a Jira item or if you're raising an issue, so it needs to be having like the details. So those details and all the other entries that we need to do, those are called as attributes. So there are standard attributes and custom attribute which can be modified as per your project. So now when we talk about the Jira, so this is a simple issue, but the sample one, which is related to more of a hardware related stuff. But in general, you can create anything. So it is not necessary to be a hardware request or anything. So for us, we use is more for creating the requirements in the form of user stories. Printer on level 3 is out of toner. Printer on level 3 is out of toner, which says a hardware request. So component printer is getting affected. And if you see, there is a description which component is getting affected, which version of the software is getting affected, what would be the fixed version. So this will be entered only for a the requirement related changes, which affected version, like which version of the software is getting affected, in which version of the software you are making the fixes. So that defines affected version and fixed version, environment detail, and the description of the requirement and any comments or anything that's mentioned here. So you have the key type of the issue, status, whether it is open, resolved, and so on, resolution, fixed, priority, major, minor, critical, whom it is assigned to, who is the reporter. So all these details need to be entered. These are all called as attributes. These are all known as the attributes. So you can create a number of reports, the similar sense. What are the number of bugs that you have, improvements. So improvements, the new features, and the subtasks and support requests, tasks, third party issues. So that's where basically like various types of issues that you can create in the form of reports, the different types of reports. So, and also if you see here, there are like the assignees and critical, major, minor, and trivial priorities. So how many critical items are there, major priority items are there, minor priority items are there. So that you can see out in the form of a list here, that you can see in the form of a list here. So you can create dashboards by using the Jira. What is a dashboard? It gives you different views of the system. For example, this is a pie chart. This can be used to showcase how many major priority, minor, critical, trivial priority issues are there. Or here it is presented in such a way that how many items are assigned to each person, may it be developer, may it be tester, how many items are assigned to each person, that is presented in the form of this particular pie chart. Okay, so similarly, you have how many major, minor, trivial items are there in a project, that's presented here. How many open, in progress, resolved, closed for this project. So are this sprint cycle that's presented here. So this is a burn down chart, etc. So like that, you can create different views of the system. For example, I want to see the items of each person who opens the Jira. For example, in a team like there are 10 members, each would be opening the Jira. On their dashboard, they should be able to see the number of items that are assigned to them. How many are in open status, how many are in progress status, how many are in development state, etc. Is that clear?
Yes.
Any questions so far? Right. So Jira for Scrum methodology. So the most widely used tool for the Scrum methodology projects is Jira for the project management activities. So user stories are created as PV log is nothing but product backlog. So under the project, under the issue type, you enter and create the product backlog. The sprint items are created as SP log entry, sprint backlog entry. The sprint items are created as SP log entry. Sprint ID is decided using the custom field sprint ID in the issue. Every sprint cycle has sprint ID 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So that way you have the user stories and you have the sprint items, and every sprint has a sprint number or sprint ID. Burn down chart, original estimate filled during the sprint planning activity. So for every item, if you remember, like when we talked about agile, so I mentioned about the estimation. For each story, there is an estimation that's been given by the developer that it is going to take 5 hours, 10 hours, half day or full day, something like that. So original estimate filled during the sprint planning, the remaining estimate updated daily by the developers. Burn down chart is generated using the data in the Confluence page. So the deviation, for example, we have planned 10 hours, so it is taking 12 hours. The deviation is presented, and then we create a burn down chart. Also, I spoke about the sprint ceremonies. So the first and foremost one is sprint planning. So in the planning mode in the Scrum methodology, you prioritize the backlog items, give the priorities like P1, P2, P3, P4, etc. Estimate the stories, give the estimation for each and every item. Create the sprints or the sprint cycles. Create the sprints or the sprint cycle. Story points are available only for epics and stories. The story points are nothing but the weightage for each and every requirement that are available only for epics and stories. Estimation in terms of hours also possible by configuring the board. Subtasks can be created. The stories can be grouped under each sprint. Subtask is like in order to track some analysis tasks or anything related to data gathering or whatever. So you can create subtasks to track those things. The stories can be grouped under each sprint cycle. So what you would be doing here is majorly from product backlog, we are going to pick up the items into sprint backlog. That is what is going to happen. The number of issues and the story points are automatically displayed to make plan easier. The number of issues and the story point weightage are automatically displayed to make plan easier. At one point of time, only one sprint is active. At one point of time, you are in sprint 5. That means you are in sprint 5. Sprint 4 should be completed by then. Okay, so that's where at any point of time, only one sprint is active. Now, this is like if you see sprint 1, in total you have 4 items in sprint 1. Backlog, you have 31 items under the backlog. So 2 items are showing up here. So backlog is your product backlog, which can have any number of items. So during the sprint planning exercise, you pick up the items into the sprint backlog. So what is the difference between epic and a story? Epic is like a business requirement. Story is like a part of an epic. When you break down epic, you have multiple requirement. The story is nothing but an individual requirement. We call it as a story. So during the working mode, so in the sense that this is called as Scrum board or sprint board, you can call it as. So in this sprint board, how many items are in progress, how many are in development, how many are in testing, how many are resolved. So all that would be there in the sprint board. So maybe here convention is different, but in general, how many are in development, who is working on each item. So you have, as I mentioned, that under Agile, you have daily stand-up meeting. So where in the daily stand-up meeting, the teams will update that what each member is working on. Okay, what the development team is working on, what the testing team is working on, and so on. So each one will be giving their progress of the things. Each one will be giving the progress of their items. How many items are in progress, are in development, in testing, etc. So that's where, like in the working mode, so obviously you pick up the status of the things and you update the status accordingly. Your Scrum Master is going to update or move the items accordingly. You can also move if you are done with your development item. You can move into development complete status or in testing status accordingly. But this gives you the information about in a sprint cycle. Let's say we pick up 20 jiras or 30 jiras. How many are in progress? How many are completed? How many are in development state? How many are in testing? So all that would be known by using this sprint board. So Jira for software testing and filing of the bugs. So Jira is used majorly for filing of the issues and making sure those issues are closed. So creating an issue, so there is a button to create the issue. The moment you click on this button, my cursor going. The moment you click on create issue, so you can see something like this: your project, your issue type, summary, priority, due date, what component of the system is getting affected, what version of the system is getting affected, fixed version, and assigning, whom it is assigned to. You can configure your fields like whatever you need. You can only see these things here if you have an admin permission. And there is a create button after entering all the details and cancel button. And if you see the projects, if you're assigned to two projects, under the drop down you'll see two projects. Assigned to one, you'll see one project under the drop down. Issue type can be a bug, epic, or a story, or a new feature, or the improvement. So bug, new feature, task, improvement, epic, or a story. So if you are assigned to multiple project, you can see multiple projects out here. And then one more important field is the priority. It can be of critical, blocker, major, minor, trivial priority items. So comparison of Jira, top 5 reasons GitHub users go for Jira. Why do we need the Jira? Agile at a scale, Scrum and Kanban improve the project success and deliver value iteratively. Jira and Jira Agile scale, Agile across your organization. Jira also integrates with GitHub to link the issues to the code commits. So that way, Agile at a scale. It's an Agile at scale. So for Agile project, Jira can be used effectively. Industry leading workflow engine. So don't let your issue tracking software dedicate your process. You can define your own workflow. It is different for different organizations, and Jira supports it. Jira supports it. Powerful searching and reporting tool. So Jira query language with simple. So basically, like you can write down the queries like SQL. You can write down simple JQL queries. That doesn't even need that. Like you with simple understanding, you should be able to create JQL queries to be able to create the filters to be able to search for the data. Deployment options. You can use this tool for integrating with the deployment tools. Integrate with everything. Everything in the sense that in the software development life cycle, you may be having the various stages, and at every stage, you have to use some one tool or the other. For deployment, Ansible; for code quality, SonarQube; for code check-ins, GitHub; like that, Maven; and then you have automation testing tools and documentation tools. So which all part of the SDLC. Like if you talk about the DevOps, so DevOps, so under that you can see a number of tools. All that can be integrated with Jira easily with open APIs and 100 plus free plugins. So that's a different part, that is more of admin stuff. So here, why we need to use Jira? It supports agile projects. The workflow can be modified as per your project or your organization. Powerful searching and reporting tool. You can create a number of reports and submit it, and integrate with every other application and various deployment options that you have. So when we talk about the pricing of Jira, so it is free for the projects which meet certain criteria like non-government, non-academic, non-commercial, non-political, and secular. For academic and commercial customers, the full source code is available under a developer source license. That's a different thing. So the resources, like a home page, you have you can go to www.atlassian.com software Jira. Documentation, atlassian.com software Jira documents, and who are all the customers for Jira tool. You can see the major list of customers. So that's about the tool and the various things that we can do using the tool. Is that clear so far? Any questions? Any questions so far?
No.
Yeah, Sripadna, I made you presenter. Could you please share your screen now? Yeah. All right. So everyone can see this screen.
Yes.
Okay. So I need the control, Sriparna. So let me request keyboard and mouse control. Yes, I requested for keyboard and mouse controls.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, and just give me a moment. So being the latest version, it would be slightly different from the things like compared to things that we use on regular basis. So how I use it, like let me close this. Okay, so all right, so first thing is like this is the Jira software. Once you launch, you would be seeing something like this. So you see that here you have a backlog. Okay, so the backlog in the sense that you have all your requirements going to be added to the backlog. So you create an issue, you add it to your backlogs. So backlog is nothing but all the items that whatever that you need to develop. So these are called as the backlog items. Okay, all right, I can see it better now. Okay, so you can create the items under the backlog. So how to create an issue, I will show you. So again, you have the sprint board, as I said a few minutes back. So board in the sense which gives you like the items which are to do items, in progress items. You can define actually. So let me say like if I want to pick up another stage called as in development. In development, in development, right? So I'll move this item here in development, and I want to also have in tech review or something like this. So that means that once the development is done, another developer has to review it, the code. Only then it will come into the testing stage. Don't worry about version. In tech review, and then we have in testing. Since I'm accessing someone's machine, it would be a bit slow, so just try to understand that. Okay, in development, so once the development is done, it will go into in tech review, then in testing. In testing, after that there is one more status that is called as verified status or resolved status. Resolved and completed, done status. This is during the working mode. So working mode in the sense during daily stand up, you have sprint board something like this. Every sprint cycle has a sprint board, and when the sprint is getting started, when the sprint is getting completed. So with all that information, who are all the people who is working for the project? You can create a user also here. You can create a user also here, add people. So who are all part of this team? And you can add the people here. And first of all, to add that, you need to add the users to this particular system. So you need to go to project settings, add the item in the project setting, and then add the people. So add the people. So for example, you can add developers, you can add testers, you can add BAs, and you can put the items accordingly into the cycle. So that anyone like looking at this board, they should know like like how many items are there, how many are in progress, how many are in development, how many are in testing, how many are resolved, how many are completed with the like whatever all the formalities. So then if you go to backlog, as I mentioned, you can create the items in the backlog. You can create the items in the backlog. So if you want to create an item, either you can create here itself. So what you need to define, whether it is a requirement is presented in the form of a story. So if you see the drop down here, you can create a bug, you can create a task. You can actually also create a spread, this one, epic. Let me try to see. Yes, the moment you click on here, the create button, Yes. So Sriparna has created a trial project, or maybe it is already there. So you can create a project first. You can create a project. So under project setting, you can define a project and define multiple projects. And if you are assigned to one project, you will see one project here. If you are assigned to two different projects or three different projects, you will see the project names accordingly. So then you have like story, bug, task, and epic. So I want to raise a bug, so you can pick up this one. I want to define a story, I can pick up this one. I want to raise an epic, so I can pick this one. So if I want epic, as I mentioned already, it's a major story. So based on the epic, again, you have these are all called as the attributes, and these are not the complete list at least. Okay, so you can configure the field, or you can import from some other system, but these are all the major fields that you have. So if I want to create a story, right, so I'll pick up the story here. Summary of the story is, so user should be oh god, it's able to see the dashboard with all the open items. Okay, for this project, some dashboard that we are creating, and we should be able to see the dashboard. So somewhere like under the description, you can put the description what the dashboard is about, what do you want to see. So what are the fields that you want to see in the dashboard? You put in all the details either here under this. So you put some details like what is the dashboard is all about, what kind of items, what are the different state, you can put it here. And along with that, you can also put it in acceptance criteria, so which says that what are fields that you want to have, what are the values that field will take. So you need to mention under that. So any attachment that you would like to create. So now if you see the reporter, right, since Sriparna has creating the issue, I am using her machine, so Sriparna name is coming out here. Okay, the reporter, and again whom you are assigning to, that field also would be there. So story points estimate to which sprint cycle. God, shit, it's moving quite fast. Okay, assignee. Let's say there are 10 people. I added some people are developers. Obviously, for project you will have the developers and tester. You can just click on it and assign to the people directly. So if it is an issue, if it is a story, you can assign to the developer directly. I cannot assign to anyone right now except Sriparna, because only person who is created in this system is Sriparna. So obviously, like she is the reporter. She assigned herself this item. But otherwise, in general, like if you are creating a requirement, either you assign to a BA and the BA, or you can assign to the developer for working on this particular item. Then you have the labels. So the labels are the names, and reporter attachment. Is it anything linked to any other issue? So you need to mention that issue number here. So issue is nothing but another Jira item. It could be another requirement. It could be another task. It can be another bug. So that basically you can link with the other Jira item. Now the TP1 is created. This is basically the trial project, the requirement one, which is created under the backlog. If you see here, your item is showing up here in the backlog, under the backlog. User should be able to see the dashboard with all the open items. So like that, you can create this is basically the backlog. So this is product backlog. You can, if you want to change, you can change the name. So I want to create a sprint. So I should be able to create a sprint cycle. I should be able to create a sprint cycle. So how do I create a sprint cycle? So I'm clicking on this one. So maybe the system is a bit slow. Okay, it's getting created. Now sprint one, I think sprint one is already created, I guess. That's why it is moving to sprint two directly. So let me pull down here. Shripratna, please don't move your cursor or anything. Okay, so sprint, you can change the sprint like already if there is a sprint one. I don't know. So you can pick your items during the sprint planning. What happens is that you pick up the items into your sprint backlog. From the product backlog, you pick up the items into the sprint backlog. Now, if you see your sprint 2 has one item that is added to it. So now if you want to start your sprint cycle, for example, so I think there is another sprint that is active, I guess. So that's the reason why it is not showing up. So that is why this sprint cycle is still not giving me an option because so as I said, at any point of time only one sprint is active. Let me see if there is any other sprint cycle that's there. So dashboards, Apple, okay, if you see here the sprint boards, you will see the list of sprint cycles that we have planned for a project. Okay, so there is already another board, so that's already there. This is the sprint board that we have created earlier. So until this sprint cycle is over, we cannot go to the other sprint. So you have to either make this one as closed, or we have to like wait until this is closed. So for every sprint cycle, there is a starting date and there is a end date. For every sprint cycle, there is a start date and there is an end date, which ideally should be showing here. Okay, so roadmap again. This is for the like a future thing, like how the items are moving from one stage to other stage. So that is defined under the roadmap. And as I said, one more thing, you can create dashboards and you can create the filters. So the filters are like you can create the filters like any SQL query, and you don't even um, need to uh, know the syntax and other stuff. It's pretty much simple to create this one. You don't have any filter. So select search issues from the sidebar. Okay. So you can create here. So go to all issues and boards, project and filter. I want to create one for myself, like a filter by myself. Again, it is moving here only. Just give me a second if I should see. Yeah, advanced issue search. Okay, right. So I want to have like this is to create a filter. So for example, you are assigned to multiple projects. So obviously you'll see like a number of projects here. So here we have only one project. So if you click on this drop down, this is more customized right now. You don't even need to know anything. You just need to select the right values from the drop down. And what is the type of issue that you would like to see? Like that should be a story or a bug or whatever. So if you click on drop down, you see like the option story, okay, and whom it is assigned to. Let me switch to JQL. Yes, so this is how it is. Issue type is a story. I'm searching for it, and project is a like trial project, whatever. And these are the only two fields that I have selected. So if I want to add like few more fields, so how I should be adding it? Order by is not required for me, and is this cursor? Yes, and so I want to put another filter. And what else? Assignee. Where is this assignee? Oh, uh, where is my query gone? I don't know. Like it has got. So it has shown one item which is assigned to Sriparna. So I've selected, and you see that it's trial project and TP1, etc. That's how you can basically see. You can create the filters, simple filters. I think if I have it in my system, I have already had the trial version and it got expired. Yeah, so I have the Office system anyway. I cannot use that one. That is why I'm not unable to show you. So now if you see here, project TP. Let me project equal to TP1 TP and assignee. Assignee is equal to equal to Sri. Either you can put it as the current user, Sriparna Dev, and I can search for the items which are assigned to her. I clicked on search. Right. So it shows one item because like we have only one item created. Like this, there are hundreds of items that you would be having, and maybe couple of items are assigned to person X, couple of items are assigned to Y. And if you want to write a filter, just simply you can write it as a simple JQL query. So you can put it as n number of filters. Now project is equal to TP, sprint is equal to TP1 or sprint 1, and SNE is equal to so and so, and the fixed version and the issue version. You can put in those details and you can create the details. So if you go to dashboards, right? So I don't think you may be having any dashboards at this point of time. So create a dashboard. What does dashboard shows? So it shows the different views of the system. So in the sense that how many items are assigned to like person X, how many items are assigned to person Y, and how many are major priority items. And so if you make it private, it is only you can see. if you want to show it to all of the group, so you can make it to the group. So the group, again, you can add the group names, and also if your project group, you can add it, and this like sprint dashboard, and you can click on save, and under which, if you want to create, so site admin the dash, okay, right, now it is creating dashboard. Under the dashboard, you can create the different views, so you can create different views and new gadget. So in basically you want to have a different one view of the system, bubble chart, pie chart, whatever. Okay, I don't think all the charts are right now available in this trial version. So introduction and gadget. Okay, you can select that way, and you can create the dashboard as I showed earlier. So you can probably like try playing around with this trial version by creating a project. Under the project, you add the backlog items. So under the backlog items, and then you create the sprint cycle. Under the sprint cycle, you pull up the items, and then again, so you create different types of filters, and you can create a dashboard, and a number of such things. So now if you go to projects here, you will see only one project, but you can create another project, like if you have admin permission. So but all that, in general, if you are starting up working for this project, you will not be an admin, right? You are not supposed to create, but you should be able to see the items assigned to you. You should be able to like move the items from your queue to assign to someone else. So you can move the items to someone else, and you can track the items until the closure. You can track the item until the closure, and you can create your own filters and save. And what else you can do? You can create the issues, bugs, or the any task or subtask you can create. So only for those purpose currently you would be doing using it. So as an admin will add the users. Admin will be able to give the permissions to the users. Admin will be able to create the dashboards and all that stuff. So for creating the dashboards and other things, you need to be having the permissions. Admin should be able to create the sprints, and admin should be able to close the sprint cycle and start another sprint. So all that should be done by the admin user, or like if not admin user, the scrum master will be given access as admin for the Jira tool for a particular project, so that scrum master should be able to do those things. Is that clear? Any questions? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. All right, so download the trial version. If at all, if you get the full version, torrents available, so you can download the full version also. That should also be fine. Any older version, probably like you choose the older one, that would be better. So basically, mostly the projects are would be using the older version, not the latest one. And try playing around with the tool, and let me know if you face any issues. I can take your system access, and I can show how to do it. Okay, any questions before I wind up the session for today?
The problem with us that like I am having this training from US, and we are not allowed to get the torrent version. Torrent. That's the problem. So
Okay.
how can I access after this trial version is over?
You can probably check with the coordinators if they have
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be talking more about the SQL part. So we'll be looking at the queries, and so mostly we should be completing our training by this weekend. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you.